Welcome to the Nexus Unloaded podcast. This is Will Crozier.
And I'm Zac Kongonis. We are here to bring you the best solutions to your lifting problems. Through our real-world experience, we hope to break things down in a digestible, applicable, and entertaining way.
So let's get this started. This won't be our first episode. This will be our first bonus episode. And the difference being that episode one will be, our episodes will be formatted as professional podcasters do, in a way that, they'll be somewhat educational. Whereas this episode, this is a bonus episode. This is kind of like how the fuck did we get here? This is how did we get on these fucking seats talking to the world? Because I feel like that needs clarifying because it's not obvious.
We felt like
I'm not sitting here, like TV qualities, like I'm. I don't think either of us would. I don't know. How'd you do in drama school?
Fucking terrible. It's not like we've got Jack sitting over there with his iPhone 16 Pro.
No. So, yeah.
How often should I look straight into the camera?
Jack's Christopher Nolan, pretty much on the reels.
Jack's Nolan.
Yeah. So obviously, kicking off this podcast, we somehow got here. So I thought it would be a good idea to tell people what are you getting yourself into by listening to this shit. So I'm going to give people in this episode a bit of a background to Nexus,
the lineage,
what Nexus is, who we are in a coaching sense. Like, why do we deserve to talk about shit that maybe people should listen to?
Why are we qualified to talk all this shit?
Yeah, and then like what you're going to get yourself into in the future when we get to a regular programming for the podcast. So to give people a bit of a quick overview of Nexus Performance. And how we got here. Nexus came into the world as an idea back in 2014.
It was birthed.
It's
an entity. It was.
You
birthed.
were still literally being birthed at that point.
Okay, I would have been in I would have been just in high school.
Yeah. You were wearing backward caps, riding skateboards, that sort of shit.
I had fucking eyebrow fringe Justin Bieber hair.
Good. That's a detail that people need to know.
I hit 6'2" in year 6. Didn't hit puberty till year 12.
You peaked at year 6. Yeah. And then so Nexus was born there. I was in the fringing years of being a fucking gym PT, a gym just standard everyday PT.
Were you still in the Navy when you started?
No. There was a small gap. And then we got in. I was just like a gym bro. The same way every PT starts, which is just kind of like, hey, I like this thing. I should show other people how to like this thing.
I don't want a real job. I just want to stand in a gym and yell at people.
Yeah. This seems kind of fun. Let's fucking do this. I seem all right at it. And as every PT kind of starts, it's kind of, I don't want to say terrible at it, but it was,
Terrible's the right word. Terrible's the right word.
Yeah.
You're standing there.
Just trying to enforce my hard training biases onto 40-year-old women. But
the training model is directly from Reddit. That's it. The depths of Reddit, you do 10 by 10.
I really enjoy this stuff, and this is how I train. So, this is how everybody else that I train should train.
It's the only way that works.
Yeah. So we started there, and then me and a couple of friends, shout out Hopi and the gang, that we kind of had this idea of hey, we're all kind of good at this thing. Maybe we should collaborate and do some sort of joint craft together. I forget what the exact idea behind it was, but that is kind of what Nexus Performance started as, and the word Nexus meaning the bringing of things together. At that point, it was the bringing of coaches together, what we thought were good coaches. Looking back at it, hard to argue.
The bringing together, two sketchy people makes one.
Well, there was multiple. There was more.
15 sketchy people.
15.
4?
Around there. And then
I was still breastfeeding.
Yeah, and then we'll skip the kind of the little bit there, but then me and Mickey decided, hey, cans is kind of fucking over cans. Fucking over it. For multiple reasons. We almost started a gym in Newcastle. Thank God we didn't, because we would have had no idea what the fuck we were doing.
Represent.
Yeah. I love Newcastle, but yeah, we had no idea what we were doing business-wise in that, and would probably be in a very, very different spot.
Would have imploded.
Yeah, right now. You would have been off and doing what the fuck you were doing. But yeah, and then so we decided, hey, we kind of like, we decided we wanted to move, but weren't really sold on we were ready for gym ownership thing. Talked to Thomas Lilly, my coach at the time, owned at that point PTC Gold Coast, and said, what should we do, man? What the fuck should we do? And he's like, just come move to the Gold Coast and live with me. And we're like, you are a wise man, Thomas.
When PTC was still a thing.
That is yeah. And so we decided, let's do that. And then so we packed up literally everything we could into Mickey's Jeep. Everything else that wouldn't fit in it got sold. Arkin was on the lap.
Little Sparky.
How
old was Sparky?
Baby Barkin. Young. He was a pup. 5 months or so.
Fresh puppy.
Yeah,
Did he still have that fresh puppy smell?
Yeah. The same smell he has now. Yeah. And yeah, so he came with us. And we all came down and we moved down to the Gold Coast, moved into a share house. So
who was in the share house?
Just random people. Just moved in. It's all we could afford in Ashmore, the scum fucking suburb of the Gold Coast.
And this is when you still had like a fresh head of hair and a jawline
sharp. What are you getting at? What?
Nothing. Okay. I'm not getting at anything.
Okay, we'll leave it there. And then... And then I was working at like a little local gym. Mickey was managing a local gym, just training it at PTC and loving it.
Should you clarify who Mickey is if someone's like never seen us before?
Surely, if you listen to this, you know who Mickey is. She's probably yelled at you a couple of times or something.
Mickey is essentially mum.
No, that Mickey comes into this story. At this point, she's my partner.
I mean, she's already in there.
Yeah. And then, so Mickey's managing another gym or whatever, and then I was just coaching online. It got to the point where I was doing the nutrition and the programming for people at that point, and went, oh man, this is getting busy. This is getting hard to manage. And then
it's growing.
Yeah, growing really well.
I also think it's important to mention that the business name he had before that was Willpower, and he just completely appropriated the Green Lantern symbol.
I don't know how that's relevant, but yeah.
I thought I'd say it because it made me laugh a little bit when I saw it.
All right. That's what Zac had. This is essentially what Zac's going to add to the podcast, just random shit facts that make people laugh. So, excellent.
They probably won't laugh.
Zac will laugh.
I'll laugh, and that's what fucking matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
And then, let's get
back on track.
And then, yeah, professional. And then, where was I for
that? Share house, living in scummy place.
Yep.
Managing gyms.
Yeah, Nexus is growing. Got to the point, it's like, Mickey, all right, but, you know, I'm over the nutrition side of things. You should come into the business and do that. And then, so Mickey quit that job, came into the business, handled the nutrition side. I completely handled the programming side. And then, again, fast forward a few years, and it grew to the point where it was like, okay, I just literally can't handle the programming side, and Mickey and things are going really well.
What was the rough year at this point?
Well, did you join? 2018?
2018, 2017?
Yep. So
2017.
So about that point, you were actually a client of mine, of Nexus.
I came on early 2017 after my previous coaching situation imploded.
Yep. And I don't know what I saw in you, but I thought, hey, this kid, he has something. Whether it's memes, whether it was
really bad hair and a semi-decent education. I dropped out of uni twice. So
yeah, and somehow from that I said, this is the guy.
This is the kid right here.
Yeah, this is the guy that this is perfect. Let's do this. This child's
completely underqualified. I'm going to bring him on as a semi-adopted child. And teach him how to make people jacked.
Yeah.
I think it was the fact that I always wore like bright pink stringers. You saw that and you were like, I resonate with this child's soul.
No, that would have been a negative.
It's fair.
That would have been.
That's true.
No, but it would have been, you were keen to learn. You were asking the right questions. You were like, hey, you seemed, rather than just, hey, tell me what to do, you were asking things. You're like, hey, why should I do this fucking thing that you told me to do?
I was just stoked on lifting weights.
Yeah.
I was just fucking stoked.
Which is a big part of being a good coach, is being excited for people.
You can't hate the thing.
No.
I mean, there's a lot of people who do hate the thing and just
grind it.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
That'd be awful.
Yeah, go work an office job. But anyway, then you came on board. We started to fumble our way around teaching you how to get other people strong. which obviously being as a lifter, competent lifter at that point, you kind of half knew, but we had to teach you the coaching side of it to some degree. You've been, like you said, most of the way through a sports science degree, is it?
So I was most of the way through medical science. And then I dropped out of that to become a PT. Can you imagine the conversation?
That's what maybe got you over the line. You said medical science, and I was like,
Well, I go home like, hey, I've been offered this job.
Yeah.
I dropped out of uni. Cough, cough.
Yep. Yes, and then you came on board. And then since then, it's gone from me and Mickey, to me, Mickey and you, to rapidly where it is now, which is 7 of us.
Happened. It felt like it happened real quick, but there was a good 3 or 4 years there where it was just us three.
Us three just gone hard.
Just doing it.
Just
me with my 3 clients.
Yeah, there's definitely been it's been a curve, and in the last few years, it's gone, and we've brought on a lot more, a lot more to the business, which leads us to sitting in these chairs here right now inside this gym on the Gold Coast in Burleigh.
We are currently in Nexus Gym, inside what is affectionately known as the casting couch room.
Yep.
We can't not say it. There's shag carpet on the
Every
walls.
time I post a picture, I get 5 DMs about that. Nobody going oh, hey, awesome that you're starting a podcast, bro. It's all fucking jokes
about
that.
There's a Persian rug down there and 2 leather couches.
No, you're right. The room was themed around that sort of...
Erotically themed.
Mickey's shaking her head, going no, it wasn't.
It is. Mickey was like, how do we make this
Mickey's there giving us... This is the benefit of this sort of format, Mickey not being a screen. Mickey's just sitting there giving a thumbs up. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for.
Does Mickey want poke her head into the camera and say hello?
No,
I feel like you should.
No, don't.
Okay,
it's all right.
Don't.
No, you're the behind the scenes. It's good.
BTS.
All right, so let's hand it to you and go when you came on board, 2017, 18, whatever it was. Tell us where you were, and then how we've got to where we are now. Yeah.
So I remember when I first started with Nexus, I was sitting on the shitty express train from where I lived to Sydney, messaging Will, asking about coaching. During the trip of the train ride, I had messaged him, he'd responded, I was a client. And there was maybe, 6 or 7 months where I was just being coached, and then you essentially just said, do you want to be a PT? And at that point, I was training my friends for free, as every good child begins personal training. I was just pretty much giving them the same program you gave me.
Excellent. That's what we like.
And I looked like
that's every other PT. So
every other PT. And then from there, you brought me on, call after call after call, slowly educating, sent me to a couple of courses, and really just taught me to program the way that you did. Yep. And taught me the stuff that you'd learned.
Our
Systemization and building strong people. And here's me, I'm 18 at the time. I totaled 700 kilos. I essentially look like a string bean.
Not bad.
And I'm looking at Will fuck, this dude's got no neck. He's jacked and he's giving me a job when I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's me still. I was like, hey, what the fuck am I doing here?
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
And then, slowly my book started to grow and people had come on that asked for Will and we'll be like, hey, fucking go over to him. And people would reluctantly start to come on and eventually ask for me, and they've gone from having 3 clients and struggling to now a book of 40, drowning in work.
Yeah. Full-time now.
Full-time employed and just really enjoying coaching. Really, I went from washing dishes at a sushi shop to making coffee at my family's coffee club to this. I still say that I've never had a real job. Yeah. I don't have to wear pants most of the day.
Yeah.
And I don't.
That's why we do this.
It's from waist up, everything that I do. Except for here, you're currently looking at my crotch, but...
Love it. Yeah, so
that's the money angle.
We're going there. Let's dive back into the side of Nexus and the evolution, because I feel like that's the evolution of you as well. Because in the last few years, we've gone from a pure online coaching company, which is still our main bread and butter. It's still the main thing we do. Business. It's still the thing we are great at and pride ourselves on, getting people strong as fuck for whatever they want to do. To launching into coach mentoring, so educating other powerlifting coaches to be better coaches themselves.
To help more people get jacked, essentially.
Which is a systemization of the process you went through with me, except of much more structured.
I was essentially the guinea pig as to what we're currently doing now with intakes of people.
Well, you were just hey, what's your fucking problem this week with whoever you have? Oh, sweet, this is how you solve that. Cool.
And just slowly troubleshooting it. And from
Whereas
that,
now it's much more of a system where there's like links and between things.
I was really the first mentorship intake. And I was like, look, he might crash and burn, he might do all right. Let's fucking give it a crack. And from that, it's grown into us moving into education, building out, as you said, all these systems to help other people essentially be shifted to the point where you shifted me to now, which is exciting. Because I know that for me, look, learning is fucking difficult for me. Most people who've met me know I'm not all there. It's there's something's going on. University never fit. I tried my best, got decent grades, but it just bored the shit out of me. And the opportunity to be mentored and to be taught and to be just essentially just thrown straight into the fucking deep end was what I needed. I remember there was maybe...
That's what everyone needs.
Yeah, you just got to take the jump. And there was maybe 3 months in and I went down to my first pro roll and was fucking handling people out the back of pro roll. Still got my green hordes poking out.
10?
The one where everything was fenced off and it said, "Do not feed the animals." Was that it? The first one?
The first one was like that. It was just very small.
Yeah, it was the one. Yeah, it was that one.
Okay,
it was 100% that one. 9
was it?
Yeah, and you guys were like, "Yeah, come on down. You can see what's happening." And I'm fucking out the back, grabbing knees. I'm just panicking because I'm seeing all these faces and people that I was like, "Fuck, these are the dudes who I'm following, who inspired me to start lifting." And being thrust straight into that was kind of my introduction to the sport.
I don't remember your role in that day because I was competing in it, and it was kind of like
I didn't do much.
Fucking focused.
I was essentially the water boy, walking around wrap rolling knee wraps and then fucking dropping them.
And now you actually handle people.
And now I actually handle people.
Yeah.
But that was my introduction, was just being thrust straight in, which was the best thing that could ever happen.
Yeah, and to give that back to other coaches now is pretty wild. It's been a big turnaround. And then to go to, we recently just had Jordan Shallow in the gym doing that. I remember the courses that we sent you to, some practical in-person seminars and learning from the best of the industry, doing courses together, doing tons of education.
Just calls upon calls upon calls upon calls.
That's crazy. Yeah. Now we've got our own system. Yeah, and then now we've gone from just one tier of coaching to 3 different tiers of coaching, so we can essentially the tiers of coaching are really in place that we can help the most amount of people, really. The people who are in their off seasons can have a little less support and that don't need it. And then when they're in competition, we have a lot more weekly support for them, and we've developed into that. And then the nutrition service has a couple of different tiers to it as well. And then we have one-on-one private mentoring in there as well.
Tiers that were pretty much designed by lifters for lifters.
Yeah.
After seeing the people who've gone through our systems, after, for me, doing the systems myself, building them out to the point where, cool, we have exactly what each person needs at whatever phase that they're in and whatever they're doing, realistically. Because it's a business made by lifters for lifters. We do the thing. We do the thing that we're teaching people to do.
And then essentially, after the mentorship, the gym very quickly followed. So the gym was actually never a thing. It was never a thing. In fact, I don't know if I said it to you over the years, but I was like,
I'm never owning a gym.
I am never doing a gym. Fuck opening a gym. That seems like way too much work. Then I have to see people in person. Like, what? Why would I fucking do that?
So you have to put on pants. I mean, you don't always.
Just so hard, and then. And then it came to the point where the mentorship was doing great. All of our coaching was essentially, full. And then we had the multiple tiers and the systems were just there. And it's like, okay, Nexus is evolving, and now let's do the gym thing.
Well, I remember Mickey mentioned it as an ethereal concept, and fucking 2 weeks later, she was like, "Yep, we have a space."
Yeah. Same thing, like you said. I just jump in the deep end,
it just happened.
Learn to swim, just fucking go for it. Don't learn to swim before you jump in. Just jump in there and you'll be like, flop around a little bit, work it out.
Swallow a little bit of water.
Yeah,
just enough.
You'll be fine. Yeah,
it's hearty. It's good for you.
And then so the gym here, this location is essentially a training facility that backs up onto our online services. So our level 1 service online is essentially what everybody in this space does.
It all joins together.
And so it's allowed us to systemize and create a space where all of our hard work over the years and developments now work really well.
It's
in
all
person.
showing.
Yeah, it shows in person, and it's like people. So there was that, and now we're at the podcast. Now we're here. Now we're sitting in these chairs. This is the next thing. This is our way. I see it as our way to educate lifters on a much bigger public scale. We already do a lot of our education privately within Nexus for our lifters, our clients, our people. We have lots of education for them, but this is like, all right, let's start showing other people who we are a little bit. For
me, it's a way to just pay it forward. Because really, you guys didn't have to bring on a complete newbie. You could have hired someone who was actually a coach and not spent 4 years like watering this fucking weed and like hopefully one day getting a dandelion. But that's the thing. We can now, for me, I can pay forward the education that I was given.
Yeah.
And just help bring the industry up, because raising tide raises all ships.
Yeah. So if you haven't picked up on that, this podcast, obviously, this is just a bit of us talking about the history and how we got in these chairs. But when we move into that structured kind of real episodes from here, its main goal is to educate other lifters. Our goal with this
air horns and education.
That's what we're about. Nexus.
Little neck, big neck, neck sus.
Yeah, and we're the goal with it is to educate lifters. And problems that we see with our clients every single day, from
every single minute,
comp day problems to just programming problems to sore knees to shit that just fucking that people have problems with. We're here hopefully with every episode to bring a solution to those problems from our view, create hopefully in a somewhat slightly entertaining way
the bits and pieces that matter. We're not going to just be sitting here jerking off to like special models.
Nah, the shit that matters.
Stuff that matters.
The problems. But shit people have problems with. They're not going to sit here and talk about volume for 3 hours, because like who gives a fuck? But
not us.
We're talking about how going to talk about how it applies in the real world and how people can actually use that information to get better results. That's what we're here for. Provide solutions to problems for lifters listening that are willing to put up with our style.
And just cut through the noise, because there's so much fucking noise.
Yeah, well, social media is essentially what you just said, which is people just going hard on information.
Moral of the story, delete Instagram and only listen to us. Fall asleep listening to us.
Yeah.
Go to the toilet.
So essentially what you're going to get from here going forward will be, of course, little updates as to what we're doing as lifters and people.
Exclusive content, exclusive looks into Big Willie's life. Not at his Big Willie. That's Will at OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But
a little bit of that, a little bit of what Nexus is fucking doing, a little bit of what our clients are doing, what competitions are coming up, results, little shit talk like that. Of course, we're going to chuck and lay all that stuff in, but the bulk of it, of these episodes are going to be hopefully more educational, more useful, more problem solving, like we said. That's the road that we're going down, and the goal that we want the outcome to be for this podcast is actually helpful. And of course, you being you, I don't think we can.
You being you.
I don't think we can get through an episode without just doing some sort of random dumb shit, which is essentially your life. So
I'm a meme. I'm essentially, my life is not a mess. I'm somewhat organized.
It's a controlled mess. But
it's a backburn. It's backburning a forest.
We will be allocating a handful of minutes per episode towards a fistful of minutes towards the most just random shit, which may be a once-off, because we might do it and then go, that was the fucking stupidest thing we've ever done. Let's not do that again.
Does that sound like something I'd say? Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. and then hopefully we can, through just, fucking piecing through your mind, through all the random shit, hopefully there's a couple of tidbits in there that are useful, and we can turn it into
there's at least 6.
Yeah, we can find those 6 pieces, those entertaining pieces, and maybe reoccur that. And add some
repeating the same
entertainment to the education as well. So that is what you can hopefully expect from episodes.
Education, laughs, smooth jazz, easy listening, and traps. Maybe not smooth jazz.
We can add some smooth jazz.
Look, I'm more of a fan of country music.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We can layer some country music in.
I think it's important. Add some culture.
We got these fancy buttons here. Like, we got the air horn here, which is like
PTSD.
This is Pro Raw 9 shit going on. That's the the only one we have, but we're definitely, we can lay out some.
We're going to get a rich piano button.
Absolutely have a rich piano button. Maybe some Ronnie Coleman buttons, you know.
Rich piano in 5% heaven, just like Jordan said. Rest in peace, King.
Maybe some Ziz. But anyway.
Oof.
So, yeah. That's essentially what we are. You got anything to add into that?
Not really.
No?
Oh, fuck yeah.
The coaches
The other 7. No, not other 4.
The other 4? We have Jack.
Jack?
We're going to bring him into episodes. I feel like they should be able to defend me rather than me just fucking throwing into who they are. But yeah, we'll bring him in at some point. But yeah,
in order of height.
We got
Jordan, Alex.
Jordan's the miniest easily. We got Jordan, who's our full-time nutrition coach alongside Mickey now.
Alex, who's very
Alex,
handsome.
who is the gym manager here. So if you come into the gym, you'll see his pretty face behind the desk, doing stuff, cleaning floors, hopefully. And then
who's taller, Josh or Jack? I mean, both of their knees are kind of fucked up, so they may have lost like half an inch of height.
Yeah, over the years they grind down. But yeah, we got Jack, who is our
also very handsome.
Our PE teacher, who's
maths.
somewhat hobbies into our business, but he
I wouldn't say hobbies.
Yeah, he treats it seriously. Yeah,
He does the thing.
Yeah, he coaches our level 1 guys online, alongside me, of course, alongside all of us. But he helps get our handle on that.
A nice firm grasp.
Jack's where we're at. Josh.
A nice firm grasp on the level 1. Like you're holding something girthy.
Yeah, and then
continue, Josh. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
So this is what you can expect.
This is me.
Then we got Josh, who is our one-on-one coach in the gym. So if anybody wants one-on-one coaching on the Gold Coast, Josh is your man. He is here to do that. He also does do some online stuff
and has
as well.
The nicest beard in the team.
Yeah, well, certainly not me.
Mine looks like I rolled around on a fucking barbershop floor with some glue on my face.
Yep. And then who are we missing? That's it. That's all of us. We're good.
7.
Yeah.
And Mickey.
Fucking oath. Yeah, and we'll get Mickey in here sometimes, talk some shit.
I mean, she is here.
Yeah. She
Hello.
presses the buttons behind the scenes, making sure that our pretty faces are in as high def as you could possibly want.
I can guarantee that camera's so fucking good they can see the fact I have one eyebrow.
Yeah, anyway, let's leave there then. We're good. So that is a little overview as to what Nexus is, as to who you are, as to who I am, and as to what you can expect from this podcast. So we'll have weekly episodes. We'll be dropping them as we go along. Some guests along the way. The guests will be mainly just talking to the guest about them as a person. We're not going to bring them in on our education. That's
and then some guests, I just sit there and don't say anything.
Some people that you're heavily intimidated by their beard, you decide to just fixate on their beard and let me talk.
Just standing there with my dick in my hand, sitting there.
Yeah. So expect some of that. But, and lastly, actually, you're here right now, you're on the Gold Coast, but you actually do live in Melbourne,
yes,
for the most part. And so this will be over the interweb. So you're going to have your camera more, and so there's going to be we won't always be sitting next to each other, unfortunately, unless I can convince you to move here.
I mean, surely I can fly up, because, I mean, I assume that the fact that both of our crutches
weekly,
are on the camera.
Not weekly.
But this brings people. Fly up to spend 16 hours just sitting here talking.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, nice.
So that's what to expect. Nice. Weekly, check it out. Nexus Unloaded. This is probably what we should have planned. Like we
never said the fucking name.
The like and subscribe and all that. You know what they do at the end.
Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. Yeah. Comment your favorite thing from the episode.
Yeah, that's.
Follow us on all social media platforms except Twitter, because we're not on Twitter.
Not even on. Not on TikTok. Maybe we should get on the talk.
Tick and talk.
Yeah. No. I don't know how to use it.
Can you dance?
I don't even know what it is. No, that's what you're here for.
I can't dance. I can't dance. Do you want to see? No, okay.
No, not enough room. All right, let's leave it there. If all that sounds appealing to you, you want to hear some bullshit as well as some education, check us out. Every week we'll be dropping an episode.
Of course it sounds appealing.
In the future.
Who wouldn't want to listen to this?
Some people. You'll be surprised.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Fuck those guys. All right. Cool. Peace out.
Catch ya. Thank you for listening to Nexus Unloaded. Be sure to jump on our website to find details on everything mentioned on today's podcast, plus information on our coaching, mentoring, and gym services. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at nexusperformance.aus for any updates on what we are currently doing. See you all in the next episode.